What's going on, guys? Just want to make a quick follow-up video to yesterday's video. Yesterday's video, obviously a joke, a troll. What are you going to do? I'm sorry. I had to do it to you. But in all seriousness, it is, we're talking about sidechain compression, and that is good info for streamers. Every streamer should be using this. So let's get into it really quick. OBS has sidechain processing functionality. OBS 21.1 or later. That's worth mentioning. If you don't have OBS Studio 21.1 or later, you're going to have to update to do this. All right, sidechain compression. What it is in a nutshell, we're setting up a compressor on the desktop audio track so that, and we're setting up a sidechain input, which is going to be your mic, okay? So essentially, to oversimplify it, when you speak, well, actually not to oversimplify, this is exactly what's going on. When you speak, it's going to hit the compressor, it's going to tell the compressor to start compressing and start to bring down the levels of the desktop audio track. So essentially, we're setting it up so that the desktop audio track, so all your game sound, all your music, everything that you have going on is going to duck under your voice only when you speak. And then it'll stop when you stop speaking. Okay, and this will all happen pretty instantly. So I'm going to show you how to set this up really quick. First step, go to your desktop audio track on your, wherever your main stream screen is, go to your desktop audio track. I don't want to do this on camera because I don't want to give you guys streamception, but hit the cogwheel on the desktop audio track, hit filters, okay? This will pop up, and I already have mine set up here. We'll set up another one. Okay, hit the little plus, add a compressor, name it whatever you want, compressor, okay? I'm going to turn this one off just so we're working with this one. First thing you're going to do, this is the most important thing, you're going to tell it where to take the source from, the sidechain ducking source, and that is going to be your mic/aux, okay? That's the source you want it to look at, all right? Output gain, leave that at 0. We're not trying to make up any gain here. The attack and the release times, bring them all the way down to their quickest settings, which in this case is 1 millisecond. We want the attack, or we want the compressor to hit and to release as instantly as possible in this case, okay? For sidechain compression, that's what you want. So 1 millisecond on the attack and release time. The settings you're going to play around with the most are the ratio and the threshold. Now, I recommend for this purpose specifically, I recommend a threshold anywhere between like 2 to 4. Usually you would sidechain compress at a much higher ratio. But the compressor that comes with OBS is not the best quality, and any higher ratio than like 4 is gonna it sounds kind of bad. It sounds kind of nasty. So let's start at 4. Let's just set that at 4. That's where I have mine set right now. And you're gonna play around with the threshold. This is gonna be essentially, think of it like the sensitivity. The more you drop this, the more ducking will happen. Here's how you're gonna set this up for yourself. What you're going to do is you're going to, in OBS, you can make recordings. Make a couple recordings with your stream audio or just with your audio, whatever you would have. Let's say music. If you play music, get your music going, put it at the level you'd usually have it at, and make a few videos of yourself just talking at the level you'd normally talk at, and make different videos. I mean, you could even do this all in one video, but I would recommend making separate videos at different thresholds. You know, try one here, try one here, try one here, try one here, and you'll kind of find where that sounds good. Now, I'm going to show you guys what this sounds like so you can hear it. It's going to be pretty extreme. I'm going to do it pretty like an extreme example so you guys can hear very clearly exactly what's going on here. So I'm going to play some music. Okay. Now, the music is too loud, right? It's sort of overpowering my voice in a stream situation or any situation. This would not be ideal. Okay, so we're gonna drop this threshold, and as I drop it, you're gonna start to hear the audio ducking under my voice. All right, so let's drop it to 10. Well, I'll just drop it smoothly, and I'll let you guys hear how this works. Okay, so we're dropping it, and the more we drop it, the more it starts to duck. And I can see this on my meters. I can see that we're ducking pretty hard now. And now we're entering the range of like, this would be too much. This is an example of what would be way too much. But I just wanted you to hear what's going on here. A lot of ducking to the point now where it's like pretty much all ducking. Okay, so that's what it sounds like. Where you're gonna wanna set this, I mean, you can look at my settings here. I have it set to ratio of 4, threshold negative 15 decibels. It's gonna vary depending on what you're doing and your setup and everything, but this is gonna live anywhere between 30 and 10. Between negative 10 and negative 30 decibels is where you're going to have this set. Probably somewhere more like between negative 20 and negative 10. So yeah, guys, that's how you do that. Quick note though, you don't want to set this so harshly that you hear the levels ducking, right? You don't want to, once it's noticeable, it doesn't sound good. That's not a good sound. Nobody wants to hear levels just going up and down, okay? You want to set this as mildly as possible. You want to set it to just about the point where you can hear it happening, or maybe even just a little bit less, okay? You want your voice to cut through, and it will. The more you drop this, but you don't actually want to hear anything. You don't want to hear that your music dropping and stuff. So once you hear like your music going up and down, that's too much. Back it off. Okay. That's how that works.